Hey there guys, Shibby here, another SMITE gameplay commentary. I know you guys have been wondering, like, Shibs, where is the SMITE? I'm sorry, I've been busy and I haven't been able to get any gameplays because people auto-lock this god, this particular god. He is the newest one in SMITE as of this video. His name is TYR, he is a Lawbringer, and he is a physical bruiser. So you can build him somewhat beefy, but he also does some pretty good damage. Now, I build him more on the damage side than the tanky side, and that so far has worked for me. Now, if you're gonna be looking at my build bottom right, that's not what I would suggest using for the first time. I think I have found something a little more optimal, and we'll talk about that just in a second. So as we are playing Arena here, I feel like he does work pretty well in Arena, but I think in Conquest he would be even better. So sorry if the gameplay is a little laggy. I'm not sure if the render was bad or whatever. Also, the in-game audio, it wasn't like on in the prior render. I just don't know. We're having a lot of problems here, but it's okay because the video will still be amazing. All right, so TYR, let's go over his abilities, his passive and his ultimate. So his passive is essentially he cannot be stunned or memorized or anything like that for more than a second. And the frickin' Apollo saved that Cupid so hard with his dash, popped me out of the way. I know I was diving, like, yes, I was in the wrong there, but come on. That screwed me so hard. So the passive, pretty much you can't be stunned for more than a second, which is nice. Moving on to his one ability, when you're in the attack stance, that is a charge that does 2 hits, like so. In the defensive stance, it's more of a 1 hit and a push. If we move to his 2 ability, that is his cone swipe. When it's in the attack stance, it does more damage. However, when it's in the defensive stance, right here we can see above the player card it's in blue, the blue fire. That means it's defense. As you saw there, I got health from that swipe because it's the defensive 2. Now, his 3 ability is what changes his stance. So if you've played Hell before, you know her ultimate changes her stance. With TYR, it's just his 3 changes it. Now, if you're in the offensive stance, you gain more physical power. And when you're in the defensive stance, you gain more protections. It's pretty straightforward and not that bad. His 4 ability or his ultimate is called the Lawbringer. That is his ultimate, where he jumps into the sky. He does damage radius and also a slow inside of the radius. It's okay. It takes a little bit to get the animation off to actually start the ability, which I don't really like. I wish it was a little more instantaneous, but as you see there, it is quite effective. So not the best ultimate in the game, but it does work. One thing I definitely need to work with TYR is to understand how powerful I am. Now, for some reason, the team was butthurt, or at least the Zeus, and he started to surrender vote, and it's like, dude, we're like winning and we're doing fine. I don't really know what the problem is. Anyways, let's get into the build I like with this fine gentleman. Usually you're going to start off with the Warrior Tabi boots. However, with the latest patch, the red version of the Tabi boots, I'm forgetting what their name is, not the penetration ones, the other ones are now cooldown reduction. And that for TYR, because he's a bruiser, works really well. So I would suggest those for starters. For the second item, you go with the Void Blade with the more penetration, so the one on the right side. I think it's called the Focused Void Blade. Next up, I would suggest the Frostbound Hammer because the passive, once you reach the tier 3, gives you that slow when you're hitting your enemies, which is really nice. For your 4 ability, go with the Wrath to get more cooldown and penetration. Once again, penetration and cooldown are like really nice on a bruiser god in my opinion, because you're not going to be stacking pure attack damage and all that. And for some reason I decided ultimate out of there. I thought I was going to die. Whatever, it's worth not dying. Next, you could go with the Eye of Retaliation to get more power as you lose health. And then lastly, you'll want to go with the red Ankh or the Golem, I believe it's called, but the red one. And that will give you, once again, a nice little bonus with attack speed, your attack power, and also another bonus regarding your health and losing your health and all that kind of stuff, maximum health. So it works pretty well. I think that's an optimal build. You don't have to take my word for it, but that's what I would try. Once again, notice that the build I'm using, bottom right, is not perfect. Also, at the end of the game here, the Anubis, who was like feeding the whole time, pulls out a clutch kill right at the end. It was 1-4, and I was just shocked. I was like, LOL, oh my god, Anubis, nice job. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna try to get more TYR gameplay, hopefully with the audio. I don't know, that was kind of weird. And hopefully the video worked out. See you guys next time.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, tell me a story. Just tell me a story. If you,
Story time.
I ain't
Well, the round
checking
has
that
not
body.
ended yet.
I ain't checking that body.
All right, well,
Taking that body, I'm
all right.
afraid
Cannibal, I don't
I'm
think he's a traitor. It has to be Knight Rider, or fuck you, God, motherfucker.
Knight
Is
Rider.
it D's Nut?